All right, everybody, so we're gonna go through a lunge. This is a very sport-specific or yoga-specific movement patterns, life-specific, that a lot of people tend to compensate versus using their hips. So I see often that when people are doing lunges, they're kind of hiking up through either side here as they bring that leg forward. And then they're kind of in this position where their ribs are bent over. They're not really accessing hip strength. So we're gonna review that and go through it. So I'm starting down with a tall kneeling position, meaning both of my knees are on the ground. And for this, we're gonna have that right leg come forward. So even with, you can see how I had to like swing my whole leg around in order to come forward. Ideally, from this position, you should be able to shift weight onto your left leg and then draw that leg forward. So that's something first to just start working on. If you see my alignment here, I'm kind of tipped over. So if you look at the center of my shirt, my center of my belly button down through my pubic area, there's a little bit of a shift towards this leg, and I'm leaning on this one versus accessing strength through this one. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take my hands to my hips. I'm gonna try to lean over that right leg. Now I'm gonna try to sit down through the right hip. Spread the right toes out and press down through all 5 toes. If that's still difficult, so see how I'm still kind of leaning over, but it's starting to get a little better. If that's difficult, what I'm gonna do is go against the wall. So, same positioning, that right knee is now going to be against the wall, which gives me a little bit more access through my glute med to stabilize and push down through that hip. So I'm going to lift my hands up so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to take any excessive curve out of the spine, pressing my knee into the wall and then trying to sit down through that right knee, or that right hip, I should say. So there's an action drawing me down here. And then holding that for up to 30 seconds without any compensations is the first step. The second step would be, again, trying to draw that forward, accessing hip flexion versus that kind of QL back motion that all of us like to do. Okay. The next phase of that is then trying to work on a weight shift. So coming forward and deepening your lunge, and noticing if you're able to access that through the hip or if it's through the back. So, again, I'm gonna put my hands up so you can see. So hip means I'm keeping that natural curvature through the back, versus if I'm going like that, that's gonna be more of my back doing the job. Again, that's core dominant versus hip. You can work on that weight shift, going back and forth. You can even put a cushion under your knees if that helps. And continue to work on that in front of a mirror. So I'm able to see myself in the camera. You can video yourself or have a mirror in front of you so you can watch and see if your pelvis is staying level throughout that. So yeah, that's the lunge. That's step 1.